I'm Bob Barrett. Welcome to another edition of Technician's Toolbox.
The vehicle for this case study is a 99 F350 7.3 Powerstroke diesel with about 85,000 miles. This truck was well maintained, chipped, and has a 4-inch exhaust. The work order states that there's lots of black smoke under acceleration, it idles and runs smoothly, there's a severe lack of power under load. There are also no codes. This symptom came on suddenly without any warning or any connection to recent service. It is of utmost importance to consider what conditions are responsible for causing such a symptom. As with any diesel, overfueling with combustion is a major contributor to excessive black smoke. This would be considered a rich condition on a gas-operated vehicle. In addition, any restriction to airflow, whether intake or exhaust, will result in the same thing, as fuel delivery far exceeds the air concentration for proper combustion. So, on our short list, we need to consider overfueling with combustion, restricted exhaust, or restricted intake. Once the possible causes have been identified, it's time to select the appropriate data PIDs to monitor while verifying the problem. This is a very important step with this platform, as there are no codes. Failure to understand this will result in a long diagnostic process and unneeded parts. So let's consider these data PIDs for our test drive. IPR, or injection pressure regulator, and the ICP, or injection control pressure, will verify the power request and the ability for the high pressure oil pump to deliver proper fuel. The EBP, or exhaust back pressure, and the EBPR, or the exhaust back pressure regulator, will verify a restriction in the exhaust system or a malfunctioning regulator. And then last, the MAP, or MGP, will verify boost and therefore give us an indication of engine breathing. Now this is a data capture just before the symptom. All the data PIDs look normal under the conditions just prior to this problem occurring. You take a look, we're at about 2,500 RPM, vehicle speed is 30 miles an hour, and climbing. The exhaust back pressure at this time is 29 psi. There is no interference with the exhaust back pressure regulator, it's at 0. Our ICP is at 2,351 psi, and our IPR is at 36%. We also note that we've got 6 pounds of manifold gauge pressure, so that's indicating our boost. This is a screen capture just as the problem is occurring. You notice our engine speed is dipped just a little bit. The vehicle speed is 31 miles an hour. The exhaust back pressure has gone down slightly. ICP and the IPR are relatively the same, but the odd man out here is the manifold gauge pressure. We've gone from 6 psi of boost to 0. With the throttle angle not being reduced, you have to sense that something is occurring in airflow that's causing this problem. Alright, let's take a moment to consider the information that we've got. The test drive verifies the complaint. As soon as the vehicle reaches about 31 miles per hour under load, smoke starts pouring out of the exhaust and it feels like you're hitting a brick wall. As you can see, fuel command is good even though it feels like it's low. The VE, or volumetric efficiency, is going low as measured by the MGP PID. Our exhaust back pressure is going down, indicating that there's no restriction in the exhaust. The only conclusion is that we do have fuel and there's a restriction to airflow on the intake side. Now that we know where to look, we notice that the air filter itself is clean, but we also see that there's physical damage on the snorkel, which in this case wouldn't cause the problem. When speaking with a customer, we learned that a new Donaldson filter had been installed several months ago before the symptom began. The new snorkel pushed the insulation out of the way initially, but is now blocking the opening. Obviously, the insulation had finally weakened and sealed the air intake, which then cracked the duct. The crack in the duct allowed enough airflow for low loads but would be restrictive over that. Slicing the rubber flap off from the front of the duct allows for proper airflow and the resulting screen capture. With virtually the same vehicle speed, ICP, and IPR, you'll note that the engine speed has increased almost 3,000 RPM. As a result of good intake flow, our boost and exhaust back pressure have also been restored. 46 psi is a bit high for a stock truck, but remember, this one's been chipped. It's important to note the procedure taken to diagnose this vehicle. Most of the work was accomplished from behind the steering wheel with a scan tool. While we verified the complaint, we recorded the data. We had a good understanding of what system can cause the symptom, and we chose and interpreted the correct data PIDs, as this information is extremely useful when diagnosing a Powerstroke with no codes.
Thank you for watching this Technician's Toolbox. Please stop by next week for a new video.